Kenny just would have got on like, woo! Tampa, boy, Tom Brady, boy. So what do you think about the game? Tampa Bay Bucks! Woo!
Fire the cannon!
Like, boy, use your words.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Reese, and I'm here with Jason and Hakeem, and we're the Diversified Gentlemen. So let's get right into it. What y'all think about the Super Bowl?
Whack. That shit was
Horrible.
whack. It was whack.
You said what?
It was whack.
Yeah, I was watching it, checking my phone at the same time. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But they went down after Gronk scored the second touchdown. I was like, man, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That momentum was just too much there, man. Too much.
Man, the Chiefs, not at one point that the Chiefs, I felt like they were in control of anything that game. Like, there was no control. Mahomes looked out of sorts. Like, he didn't look comfortable in the pocket. I mean, granted, they was bringing a lot of pressure on that boy, but man, they just couldn't get it together. And I'm glad I didn't place any damn bets. I was putting bets out to everybody. Everybody declined. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
I'm glad they did too.
Yeah, I mean, I learned never ever to bet against Brady, but I just thought Kansas City was just a sure thing. I know the home field, them playing in Tampa and being the first team ever to play a Super Bowl in their home stadium, that would give them an edge. But I just thought Kansas City, Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes, Kelsey would have been too much. Tyreek Hill, fastest dude in the league. But now Tom Brady just let his greatness be known and definitely cemented in history.
Yeah. He did, though. You got to think about it, though. I mean, something that's insignificant. It may seem small, but they was missing two of their starting offensive linemen. Kansas City was. Kansas City. And that made a big difference, man, because he could have as much time. They were punishing them dudes, man. They were getting through so much. I think he got knocked down, I don't know how many times. It was more than 10 times, I think. He was knocked down. Rush, it was bad.
Yeah, so they said, I was reading a stat. I think Patrick Mahomes ran the most yards for a QB in a Super Bowl ever. It was like 490-something yards.
Because he had to. Because he had to.
Yeah, he was running for his life.
Damn, bad
they said
man.
Brady ran 37 yards.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
No, I think it was funny, man. My son was like, "Hey, Dad, who you going for?" I was like, "Hey, we're going with Patrick Mahomes, man. We gotta represent him." And about a half, and son was like, "Why are we going for him again?" I was like, "Never mind. Just watch the game."
Yeah, that was a horrible showing, man. I was like you, Reese, man. It was a for sure thing that the boys was gonna win. Man, I don't know, man. They crapped the bed, man.
Did you hear about Andy Reid's backstory? What he's going through?
What happened?
So his son, whatever his name is, but his son is a coach. He's a linebacker coach on the Chiefs, and he was just involved with in a car accident that left a 5-year-old girl in critical care right now, fighting for her life basically. So that happened on Thursday. Andy Reid was supposed to be with the team when they arrived to Tampa on Thursday, but he didn't get there till Saturday, the day before the game. So that was part of it too.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I know it either.
Yeah, Andy Reid's dealing with that, and the team's dealing with it too because he's a coach.
Right.
That's why he's part of the staff. All right, so but back to the main story, Tom Brady. So what did y'all think this did for his legacy?
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna be real unpopular, man. I don't think he's that good. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, man. He's as good as his weapons.
Well,
he always got the weapons. When you throw it against all these dudes you got to throw to, how can you lose? You know what I mean? You give any quarterback in the NFL his line and people he was throwing to, they had the same results. Now, yes, is he the guy? He got, his legacy is there. I give him credit. I'll give him credit. But you cannot overshadow who he's throwing to, who's protecting him. That's a big part of it, man.
But Jason, so with that, they went 11-1, and the last 8 games they won. They went 8-0.
Right.
Last year, Jameis Winston basically had the same team minus AB and Gronk, but he basically had the same team.
That's not the same team, man. You talking about Gronk? He scored 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because that's just his blanket though.
He's a game changer. I'm thinking that's what I'm saying. You take him out. What Tom Brady got? Who you gonna throw to?
So I will say, if you go back to the Patriots, right? Post Moss, who do you really have? I mean,
Edelman,
what were
Wes
they?
Welker, yeah.
But
man, Edelman was tight.
But what were they after the Patriots? Like
exactly.
These guys weren't like Hall of Fame receivers. You know what I mean? Like, I think they fit well in the Patriots system. I think Brady showed he's better than the Patriots system. Like, he can play anywhere pretty much. Granted, the weapons he has on the Bucks, it don't get no better than that. I mean, they
don't say easily the best team, best weapons he's ever had, and the best receiving core in the league. But Wes Welker and Edelman's never done anything without Brady. Granted, they've only been on the Patriots and Brady was there the whole time. To be honest,
well, Wes Welker, Wes Welker went to the Broncos, didn't he?
To Denver, right? He did with Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
he did. He did have a good season, right?
He did, man.
He did okay.
You got to think about it. Peyton Manning's on par with Tom Brady, man. You got to admit it.
Now, I think Peyton's better than Brady,
especially in the regular season. Yeah.
Think about it this way: you put Pat Mahomes on Tampa Bay's with a Tampa Bay's team in that same game yesterday.
That wouldn't be fair.
I'm saying it ain't just Brady, man. It's that whole thing, that whole team, that whole connection. Who they got on that line, who they got getting the ball. You take any top level quarterback I'll say Brady is. I ain't saying he to go. I'm not gonna ever say it, but his level of being able to throw and you add an ability to run. You put Mahomes in that same offense that Tampa Bay had.
It would be disgusting.
Be
So you don't think Brady's the GOAT?
No, not at all.
Who's your GOAT?
Not at all. I mean, all time, or the current era?
Current
all time.
All time?
Both. You're gonna say Johnny Unitas?
No, I'm going with. I gotta say, man. Maybe Marino. I put Marino up there.
Marino's never won a Super Bowl.
Hang on, wait a minute.
It ain't about the Super Bowl.
He never won a Super Bowl, but are we including chips?
That's what I'm saying. You can't just say Super Bowl's the pinnacle. You got a lot of players. Hey, if you're doing that, you got to say Robert Ory, the greatest player of all time. Then championships. You know what I mean? We can't use that, man. Rob Ory got we got 7 rings.
He got more than that.
More than that. Yeah.
Does he?
Please. Something like that. Yeah.
But according to championship logic, man, he the GOAT in basketball.
No, so who you got in this era then?
Oh, I mean, this era. What I say? I can't say Tom Brady. So I got to pick somebody that's.
You want to say Tom? that goes against my whole argument. Like, Tom. Oh wait.
Let me go. I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate. I'll say let's throw Drew Brees up there, man. If you was building a team right now, excluding Tom Brady, you pick Tom Brady. Who you gonna pick next? Right now in this current era, he retired now, but you pick Brees.
No way.
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's obvious. I'm talking about out of the obvious ones. I'm talking about besides the Super Bowl. Who?
Brady's better than Brees.
Yeah, he's dope too.
Rodgers is better than Brees. Yeah, for sure.
Rodgers is better than Brees. For sure. I would say my GOAT, old time GOAT, I'm gonna say Joe Montana. I was a Joe Montana fan. And current, I gotta go with Brady, bro. Like, I don't want to, but you can't dismiss what this guy's done.
That's the thing, man. I'm gonna tell you about Brady, man. But he's always had good receivers. He's never had a bad team to throw to. Never.
Bro, last year he didn't. Granted, he didn't do nothing.
And what happened? Look what happened. What happened.
No, he's had years before Moss where
post Moss where it was like mediocre players.
What was Deion Branch?
Yeah, Deion Branch.
He
had Wes Welker, who was. I mean, he's okay. He's mediocre.
Deion Branch wasn't.
Deion Branch never became anything after the Patriots.
Yeah,
right.
Nothing.
But let's be real though. If you're thinking about just on a scientific level at how we look at this, the quarterback is only gonna be as good as who he's throwing to. He can be the tightest quarterback in the world. If he got a bunch of bums he's throwing to that can't catch the ball, can't get open, it don't matter how good you are.
Hey, that's what happened yesterday. They had that pass to Tyreek Hill and the ball bounced.
Oh my God.
It was in the end zone. The ball, his hands like that. The ball bounced off his head. And then he had one with Pat Mahomes like flying in the air.
That was, man. Hey,
it is dropped.
That pass was actually pretty damn good for like the angle, him falling. Like, yo, Patrick Mahomes is a beast, man. He is legit.
He's cold, man.
Legit.
He don't have any weaknesses. Like, I guess Brady's only weaknesses is
can't run.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of. I guess when Brady was coming up, it wasn't as much big as it is now. Like, you got to have some wheels when stuff gets tight. You got to take off. And Pat Mahomes, he makes the right decision. He has the arm strength. He can run, super athletic, and I mean, he looks just cool doing it. But Brady, to me, I just think with just the years of consistency, 20 years now, over 20 years, went to a different team, won the first year, and I think he's the GOAT.
But did you pick him in fantasy football when he was up to pick?
Hell no.
Hell no. You're not going to pick him. You know what I mean? Just to be real, you're not going to pick him. It's cool to say he's the GOAT because all the stuff, he won a Super Bowl, he won before, he got all this.
But it's not it. But there's years that I did pick him or would have picked him, and he got before this guy sniped before me. But GOAT is an all time. Like, it's a career.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
True,
like,
true.
I'm pretty sure Peyton Manning, Pat Mahomes, and even Drew Brees had, you put their top years compared to Tom Brady. Granted, Brady had that one great year with Randy Moss. I'm pretty sure he's probably top 5, but it's not. He didn't have that clear year like a Pat Mahomes year or even Lamar Jackson running year. But I'm pretty sure if you ask any of them dudes, would they switch trade career and accolades with him, they all would be like, give me Brady's career. Give me his numbers. Give me his championships. Because if you add all of their championships together, Manning's got 2, Brees got 1, and Rodgers got 1, Mahomes got 1.
Yeah. I'm switching my pick.
And Tom got 7.
I'm switching my pick for GOAT, man. I'm switching my pick.
What is it?
I'm going with Mike Vick.
What?
I'm going with Mike Vick, man.
Yep. Yeah.
Why?
If I had to build a team, forget about championships, forget about, throw passing yards, about overall athletic ability to throw, ability to make things happen, overall pick on a team, I'm picking Mike Vick.
And I'm glad you said that. Everyone can hear how crazy you are. So now
I'm dead crazy.
Exactly.
I'm picking Mike Vick, man.
So now people are like, okay, this dude.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let's do it like this. You take Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's Arsenal. You can pick any quarterback to put behind there. Out of those 3, you got Mahomes, you got Vick, you got Tom Brady. Who are you going to pick to put behind that?
Mahomes 1, Tom Brady 2, Vick 3.
Yeah.
What?
Mahomes, our Vick's decision making isn't on par with them boys.
Yep.
No, man. No, I don't believe that at all.
It's not.
Vick even said that. He said he will be on Lamar because you got to get better because he was such a monster athlete in high school and in college when stuff broke down. He could always outrun things. So he felt he never had to, look at film and all that and develop reads and a route tree because it was like, I'm gonna look at this guy, he's not there, I'm about to take off. But defenses actually they plan for that, or they get a spy where it's like no matter what he does, you don't even guard anyone. You just look for Vick. And it took him a while to realize, like, oh, and by the time he caught up to it, like, man, I need to get better. The new wave was coming. So he actually said he wished he would have prepped more and he could have been, better. And that's what he wants Lamar Jackson to do.
Like with Vick, I would say with his explosiveness and his athletic ability, is he prime time? Yeah, you want to watch him play. But starting a franchise,
yes, but let me tell you why. Let me break it down like this.
Okay, go ahead.
Vick makes you count for him every single play. You take another player, you take another player out automatically. They don't have to QB spy him to contain him. Already out to play. So if you got a defense that can hold the receivers for long enough, that can't hold the receivers, they get open. He got to pass and he can run. Now look at Tom Brady. If his receivers get locked down, say Gronk, he don't have a Gronk on the team, or you got mediocre receivers, and you lock them down, he's not going nowhere. He's going to have to hold it and throw it away. He's not running out of the pocket and making some yards. With Vick in the NFL, you get players that are open like 2 or 3 yards. They're open. If they get open, he's going to throw it with accuracy. But if they're not open, guess what he can do next? He's going to scramble and he's gone. And you got to account for that.
Why didn't he never get to the Super Bowl?
Because his team, man, he had the right players.
Okay.
He didn't have the right players.
Hang on. He had some. No, Vic had some ballers, bro. He had Shady. He had D-Jack. Didn't he play with Alshon? Did he have Alshon? No, he didn't play Alshon.
We're talking about later in his career. We're talking about Atlanta.
Yeah.
By the time
Who was on that Eagles team when it was Deshaun? It was Shady, Vic. Who was the other receiver? I can't think of the other receivers. Bro, he's had some weapons. He's had some decent teams. Or decent players.
He ain't had a Gronk.
Even on the Falcons.
Yeah.
Bro, he has some ballers, man.
Either way.
So
you crazy with that, Vic. Vic's not even top 10.
Yeah, you crazy as hell.
He's not even top 10.
It's y'all fault. You got me talking about football.
Black History Month.
That's how I know you sleeping. That's how I know you sleeping. Look, so with Brady, so I saw a stat today. Brady was getting he was releasing the ball in under, I think it was like under 3 seconds, like 2.5 seconds, like under duress. Like he was getting rid of the ball so fast. Like the way he makes decisions in the pocket is like lightning quick.
Yeah, defenses can't even react.
They can't even react or adjust to him. Like the ball's already gone. Like that's hard to defend.
Guess who else got that?
I will say that's what. So Brady can't run like Vic, but he gets the ball out quicker, make it with better.
And Vic's a quarterback, and you want him to throw. You're like, put everyone up front. We want him to beat us with his arm, which is crazy because he's a quarterback. It's my quarterback.
Yeah.
So who do y'all think is the greatest athlete of all time? Y'all GOAT athlete.
You mean all sports?
All sports.
Dion.
Jesse Owens.
Oh, you brought it way back.
Yeah, my bad. I'm showing my age.
I gotta say Dion, man.
In all sports?
Yeah, Denver dominated 2 major sports.
He didn't dominate
baseball. He didn't dominate baseball.
But he did his.
If you do that, I think Bo did a lot better in dual sports than Dion did. Not Dion, my boy. I got posters of Dion still.
Bo
Jackson. Dual coordinator.
Yeah, he didn't last long though.
Yeah.
Nah,
he did. But I would say Dion.
Yeah.
What about you, Reese?
I think Jordan.
Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised you didn't say Kanye, even though it ain't.
That's a good one. He number 2.
Look at this dude.
Hey, all these shots out.
A loyalist.
Walter Payton, Sammy Sosa, and who else? Deep Dish Pizza. My top 5.
The taste.
It's my top 5. Yeah, I think Jordan didn't have any weaknesses.
How about that?
He was in his prime.
How about that baseball career though?
Yeah.
That was like a little passion project while they suspended him. While they suspended him on the low. But so what do you?
Jordan definitely had killer instinct. I don't think anyone rivals Jordan. Maybe Brady. Brady's up there with the killer instinct.
Yeah, Brady.
And Psycho Tom, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. But
what about Tiger Woods?
Best comeback.
Athlete?
Yeah. Best comeback story.
I wouldn't say athlete.
I would say best comeback. One of the best.
You don't think tennis is golf or athletes?
No, they're definitely athletes, man. But I wouldn't say he's the GOAT athlete for playing golf.
No, he ain't the GOAT athlete. Nah. For me, Tiger, best comeback. One of the best comeback stories.
Why do you keep saying? Why is he such a great comeback story? He won 1 Masters after that.
But what I'm saying is the fallout. Like the dude kind of fell off. Like no one thought that he would come back and win, and do what he did. So,
I'm trying to think. Yeah, yes.
I mean, yeah, that was.
I can't think of another comeback. Lamar Odom.
It's Jordan. I mean, dude came back and won 3 in a row. I mean, it's
right.
Yeah.
Carmelo came back. He doing all right.
Somebody checking for Bello.
Yeah, all right.
What number you?
It's like Carmelo.
So what do y'all think y'all could take from that GOAT discussion? Because I always think it's weird where people, especially like grown men and grown black men, like they celebrate greatness and this and that, but they don't, you know, the whole. I love sports because you could apply it to real life. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many analogies. Just the way you look at things. That's why I think it's great for kids to play sports. And like we was talking about martial arts, to understand the preparation, you know, the agony of defeat, you know what I mean? And getting up from that and doing better. But everyone roots for, you know, the greatest, you know what I mean? But how do you basically take those examples and apply it to your everyday life to be the GOAT of your, you know, of your own journey?
Let's say, firstly, hard work, right? Dedication to whatever craft you do. I mean, let's just take Tom Brady, for instance, right? He's 43 years old, still playing the game he loves, but it takes a lot of work, right? A lot of out off the screen work that, you know, a lot of people don't see. So I think it's those tangibles, the determination, the perseverance. Even when people doubted him, you know, he's like, I'm not gonna let that get to you or get to him. So I think just staying the course and just really believing in yourself.
Actually, I think it's I think actually him and Jordan, because there's tons of stories where anything motivates them. So I actually think it's not like people doubting him he just ignores it. I think that fuels him. I think he loves it. And they were saying like Jordan would make up stuff in his head.
Yeah,
when you smile at Jordan and be like, hey, good afternoon. Like, what? You think it's a good afternoon? You trying to play me? Okay, I'm gonna remember that.
Yo, that's facts. Jordan was low-key kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I think you know, to be at that level where everyone is great, like, and then to get to the highest level at, you know, at the Super Bowl, which you're just playing the best of the best of the best, to have that edge, like something's has to be off with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What about you, Jason?
Same thing Akeem was saying. I say one thing I would say it's I call it S equals A plus E by the power of F. You're like, what is he talking about? I'm like
Albert Einstein.
I'll write it down and put it in the show. I'll put it in the show notes, man. It's success equals ambition plus effort to the power of failure. And what that means is basically, like what Hakeem said, we don't see all that effort and his drive off the camera. You know what I mean? When that time he's practicing and throwing how many balls he threw, how many balls did he throw in the wrong direction before he got to that point where he's hitting accuracy? And I'm sure he failed a lot to that point. And that failure probably drove him. You know what I mean? If he won all the time when he was younger, he probably wouldn't be as good as he is right now. You know what I mean? I hate on him a little bit, you know, purpose of the discussion. If you think about it, his talent only took him so far. It's that effort that he put into that we don't see. That's what everything is. It's stuff you don't see. You don't see all the failures, but them failures was like bricks for the success. Because you learn a little more. All right, I threw that wrong, or this doesn't quite right. I'm gonna do this little adjustment. I'm gonna get a little better, and you keep building up. It's that effort you don't see. So Akeem said it exactly, but I can't make it any better than that. It's that extra stuff that's unfilmed. You know what I mean?
You know what? Another good point is look at on the adverse side of Mahomes, right? Mahomes came from, I think he was saying he's never really lost. Like,
I think this may create a monster.
That's what I think. Yeah. Like,
because it wasn't a close bout. He got embarrassed.
Right. So that Super failure gonna fuel him.
They just won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. Because so they said, you know, Mahomes he's never lost by double digits in his NFL career. and he hasn't lost in double digits to 2016 when he was in college. And this was
high school and college. I think
then he was
both.
like, this is the largest loss of like, of I think his football career. So just imagine that being on the stage it was against Brady. So one of the great things about Brady, even Jordan, is not just the preparation of him, eating and take care of his body, and all the things he does behind the scenes. Like he pulls that out of his teammates. I'm pretty sure, when OTAs open up, Mahomes shows up and people are laughing. There's nothing funny. Do y'all remember that ass kicking we got?
Yep.
In front of everybody? I was thinking that too. This may hopefully turn Mahomes into a monster because the first year, I think he was behind Alex Smith. The second year, he got MVP. The third year, he's won a Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP. So he's probably just like, this how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like
easy. It's easy.
Yeah. Then he gets humbled real quick on that stage, like gets embarrassed, where everyone the next day is like, we're calling Mahomes this and whoa, everyone slow your roll. He's not blah blah blah.
Then the memes.
And then you gotta sit and think. You gotta next 4 or 5 months, just get ready.
Yep. Somebody like him think about that. That failure gonna hit him hard, man. That's gonna come back. Whew. You'll come back better.
I mean, that's the thing about failure. I mean, it's either going to do one of two things. It's either going to break you down or it's going to build you up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that. It's based on who you are as a person. But failing at certain things in a certain moment, especially big key moments, it's devastating. I mean, that destroys some people. I think he has a mental fortitude to bounce back. And I think that speaks volumes to his character. That's the type of person I strive to be. Like when I fail, and it's, whatever I'm doing and I fell in, I just feel defeated. Like, how can I use that to build me up to get better?
Yeah. And it's consistency. Like, I think there's several factors. It's dedication. It's like, how much do you really love winning? I think Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, she said that, Kobe wouldn't do family trips, wouldn't just do certain things when he was in his prime. And she basically told him, was like, well, if you're not spending time with the family, you better win. Like, you better be doing this for championships, not just to be.
It'll be worth something.
Great. Yeah. So, sometimes you gotta like, and Jason, you being prior enlisted, there was, I'm pretty sure there's dozens of people through your career when they found out you were prior enlisted, they'll come to the office like, I want a commission, right? And you can tell those who are real dedicated, like, of course, everyone wants a commission because it's more money, right? But what are you willing to give up? You know what I'm saying? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to come in a little earlier at work and stay later than everybody? And when you're doing that, go home after that and study for however long for your degree. And while you're doing that, volunteer and do this for 2, 3, 4 years straight. You know what I'm saying? Which means missing some parties, missing some trip. You know what I mean? You doing all of that and understanding like the long goal, right? And then you got those that's like, no, I just got a degree. I'm just,
yes, I'm good.
Yeah, I just want to put in my packet and you're like, oh, okay, I got you. So it's what are you willing to sacrifice so much where it's like, man, this is not just probably gonna hurt you, but those around you. They gotta sacrifice to it. And I think the greats, all of them, I'm pretty sure all of their families are just like, I can't wait till this person retires because they're not there basically.
Right.
Yeah. And then I think there's always the cutoff because in the military, Hakeem, I know there's ranks where you like get up to chief, like Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force. You know what that sacrifice is. Yeah. When you make general, your life isn't yours anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I think we all look at Salon. It's not that serious, right? For certain people, it's like, hey, whatever it takes. This is my calling. This is what I want to do. And I think that's a big part of being like a GOAT. you know. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in your career. You could be the, you know, be the best father ever. You know what I mean? Strive to do that.
And I think those second and third order effects, I think it's kind of hard to plan for those, like, because you really don't know what to expect, right? Like, you know, obviously, you know, we're all married. So how will your wife or your significant other react to this new change in life? Like, you need that support because, yeah, you may be killing it, right? You may be doing all the things that you need to do, but without that support, it's like, yo, am I really going to just let this go and keep going with my dreams? Or like, how do you balance that out? Like, it could get tricky. That could get really tricky.
It just depends on what. So Shannon Sharp said, you know, he's divorced, but he basically said he told his anytime, I think he's divorced twice, but he said he told his the women he was with, like, hey, just know that you come second. Like, I'm gonna give you respect, I'm gonna love you, but this football thing is only for a certain amount of time. So this is first, you're second, right? Can you deal? Then, you know, they'll agree, they get married, blah, blah, blah. And then later, you know, they'll get the complaining. And he's like, all right, this is what we agreed to. So if you want to leave, you can leave. But again, I'm not changing priority, you know, but it's one of those deals is I think with anything, when you know, it's kind of like your calling or your destiny, you're able to live with those consequences.
Yeah, those sacrifices.
No, that's so true in life too. Remember years ago, my wife and I had a discussion. We sat down, wanted a certain lifestyle. I remember saying to her, all right, to get there in 10 years, we got to do these things here. That means not doing this, not doing this, not doing this way. We had to agree upon that, on those things. You got to accept that. You got to accept certain sacrifices, and you can't complain about it because they get to your end goal. You got to understand those things. You got to understand. I'll give you a good example about me. Right before I got out of the military, you know, I was in line for light colonel. I had a great record. Probably could have went below the zone, all that stuff there. But the sacrifice was that if I stay in, I'm probably going to get command somewhere, or maybe separate from you all because she was a senior. It's going to be hard for us to get together the same base, basically with her job being an ATC. Says, so this is the kind of sacrifice we got to make. And we discuss these things, you make those decisions. And once you make those sacrifices, you got to stick with it, man, for your end goal. Even though it might not be maybe painful a little bit. Think about it like working out. Sometimes it hurts that last set. You're squeezing it out. But guess what? That 3 days of building that muscle back, you know what I mean? Whatever time it takes, it's going to be worth it. But that sacrifice is that thing that's going to hurt up front. And that's that hard part, is to be able to go through that short-term pain for that long-term glory. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing with the sacrificing.
I really think it's imperative for kids, you know, when you ask them, you got to ask them very early, like, what do you want to do in life? Like, I want to be an astronaut. Cool. So let's see what that takes. You probably need to be real good at math, right? You got to be real good at math.
Yeah.
And you got to start getting real good grades now. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche, but it's like, you need to be on this track. Probably needs to go to a military academy or Ivy League school, or, you know what I mean? Or even, what college do you want to go to? You know, asking a 12 or 13-year-old, what college you want to go to? You know, I want to go to this college. All right, this is the average GPA. This is how much this college costs each year. I'm not paying for it, so that means you're gonna need a scholarship. And to get a scholarship, you're gonna need to, you know, have these volunteer hours. You're gonna have to, you know, have some grants, and we need to work on this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Early as possible. And then if that's okay, well, I'll change my mind. Well, that's fine too, but at least know what you're getting into, because all of this stuff sounds cool. Just going back to finances and investing, everyone wants to be a millionaire. Of course. And I came to the realization that nobody wants to be a millionaire. Everyone wants to spend $1 million. Everybody wants access to $1 million to blow, because being a millionaire is for one, it's a long and deliberate, thought out journey. And once you get it, you got to keep it. So you got to be disciplined.
It's not an accident. You have to have a plan.
Yeah, you got to be very disciplined to keep it and to keep accumulating it. But people, when they say million, they want to blow $1 million.
Right. You ask somebody, what does that mean to you to be a millionaire? What does that mean? You know what I mean? People like, I can buy a Lambo. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you understand what that really means and how it takes to get there. You know what I mean? I remember I was growing up. I thought a millionaire had a bunch of money.
Have you studied the habits of a millionaire?
Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What activity you put in every single day to become that? You know, I people think I had that big idea, and the next day, a millionaire. It's a work. You know, those that make it overnight with some big idea, that's rare. But everybody chases that. They want that big payoff. You know, that big. Here it is. I made it. Now, most folks, majority of the world, was 8 billion people in the world now. You got to work to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to do some things. And I don't mean by working as in, 9 to 5 and hustling. You got to work as in study and learning different things to progress and grow your assets and grow your money. It's a thing. It's like going to college every single day. You know what I mean? Like you fellas, you all know how we are. Look at the market. We're reading about, companies or investment strategies or how we're going to pivot. What are we going to do with the market? Elon tweets this. How are we going to adjust? It's work. It's like work. It's homework every single day. I told my kids, you want to be a millionaire? It's like, yeah. You have homework every single day. They're like, I want homework every single day. You don't want to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? They want to just kick back and get the results of a millionaire. Once you get to that point where their hard work pays off, then yeah, you can kick back a little bit later on. But to get to that point, it's a journey, man. It's a lot of failure, a lot of sacrifice that we talked about to get to that point. Then once you get there, what does it feel like? What's next?
Even like the billionaires, Elon Musk and Bezos, I'm pretty sure Monday through Friday, they're not looking at their clock. Oh, shoot, it's 5 o'clock. Let me clock out. Let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, they don't even see their loved ones.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they're not getting 4 nights of sleep. What we consider the 4 nights rest to them is a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because they're consumed everything, and then their net worth is the collateral effects of that. It's like that just comes with it, but they're on a mission. They got tunnel vision, and that just so happens to be attached to them.
Like Elon, good example. Not to segue too much into him, but he got goals to be on Mars in 5.5 years.
Yeah.
That's one of your goals, man. You're not going to bed late and waking up late. You know what I mean? You're gonna have long days and long weeks.
You're not partying, you're
not doing it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Lounging on the beach.
You strategizing,
having fun, yeah.
You causing the start a cryptocurrency to move so you can sell out later on.
Exactly. That's what he's prepping for, and that's one thing that I kind of noticed when you're speaking about these guys that are millionaires 100 times over or billionaires, is they always have future goals. Like the goals never stop.
Always.
Right? I mean, you have to, or you end up buying a damn jewel and putting it in the middle of your forehead. Whatever.
That's not even funny, bro. That's
whatever.
You also gotta live your life too, though, man. I mean, you gotta live your life.
Maybe
bro, that's so sad.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to be the real life vision. But what I'm saying is, the underlining theme is they always have a goal in mind. No matter what point in life they're at, they have a future goal. So the grind never stops.
Mm-hmm.
Never stops.
Just like work. Just practical things like working out. I want a body like yours. Okay, well. Starts in the kitchen, get the press.
They don't want to do that.
No, I just want to.
They don't want to do that.
I just want to throw weights around. Okay, that's 20% of it.
20%. Thank you. Yeah, that's 20%.
But
that's 20%.
I see what you're eating. You gotta all those snacks. That
carving up.
You gotta keep walking by.
Look,
You gotta
how many times? How many times I've had that conversation with people?
Yeah,
I'll stop,
bring
man.
your food to your job. You gotta make sure. What's your water intake? You know what I'm saying? Someone's drinking the Diet Coke. Well, this is diet.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Get that out of here. What your sleep looking like? Even with relationships, right? Got the people, they want to be married or they want to do this or they want to do that. Like, I bet, but do you know what that takes? Do you know what you're really asking for?
Right.
All right, so we about to wrap it up, but before we go, let's get the people something they can work on today to strive to be the GOAT in whatever aspect of their life.
What I would say is whatever the activity is you want to grow on and get better on, is learn as much as you can about it and practice it, whatever it is. If you want to write a book, right now, a lot of people want to write a book. They want to write something. I'm in the same boat. I'm an aspiring author. But if you want to write a book, every day you need to write down something. I don't care if it's a paragraph. I don't care if it's an outline. I don't care if it's a fiction, it's a character you're trying to build. Every single day, make it a habit. Every day. I don't care if you do it in the first thing in the morning. If you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, if you do it then, if you do it late at night when everybody's asleep, whatever it is, you pick a habit that's going to get you towards your goal that you can do every single day. To the point where if you miss doing that activity that day, you feel bad about it. You're like, oh man, I didn't write a paragraph today, or I didn't do this today, whatever that goal is. But pick a habit, because you do this every single day. Within 21 days, you can build a habit up, and you're going to be used to it. It's going to be part of your life. Just like people that get up in the morning and drink coffee, it's a habit to them. It's habit forming. They drink it every single day. They get up. It's the same thing. Your success goals, whatever your activity is going to be, make it daily and make it purposeful. Do it every single day. Make it part of your life. I don't care.
Yeah, that is funny because you meet some of those people like, man, I had my coffee today.
They lose it.
You know what I mean?
They lose it.
Yeah, it's a break in their regimen. Like, something's off.
And that's not even progressing them anywhere. It's some habit they have that's doing nothing for them. You take that same energy with something that's going to make you successful, whatever that is in your life, in your eyes, what success is. Every single day, do that, whatever it is. Something I'll give you a little tip, and I'll let Hakeem speak. I do a thing every single day. It's called my next 5 moves. I heard somebody say it. I forgot what video I was watching. I think it was Valuetainment. He was talking about know your 5 next moves. So I know my next 5. It might not be that day, but my 5 next moves are these things. But guess what? My list always says 5. Because I do one thing on there, I add something else. So I always have 5 things I got to do to meet my goals. So do the same thing. Make it daily, make it purposeful, and do not stop doing it.
Mm-hmm. I would say don't be scared of failure, right? If you're scared to fail, you're scared to try, and you're limiting yourself. So don't let failure be a hindrance to potential greatness. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Easy, simple.
Whose house?
That ain't mine.
Daughter going crazy in the background.
Better not be that toilet.
I know.
Yeah,
she failed at something. That's why she get yelled at.
Yeah, I would just recommend this, almost like what you were saying, Jason. Just consume yourself in whatever you want to basically do. Just dive into it. So almost be obsessive over it, right? Where it comes to the point, like you said, like working out, you get to the point where if you work out every morning, if you don't work out, your body's telling you like, hey, I didn't get what I need today. It's almost like E.T. Eric Thomas, where that old tale where it was like an apprentice went to a rich man and said, hey, I want to be rich too. And he said, meet me at the beach at 6 o'clock in the morning. And he said, beach at 6 o'clock. And then the next day he went to the beach, he's in a suit. He's like, yeah, follow me in the water. He's like, what? I'm trying to get rich. He's like, yeah, let me show you something. And he basically held him under the water and he's just struggling and, basically was drowning them until he popped up and said, what are you trying to do? Kill me? And said, until you want success as much as you want it to breathe, that's when you'll be successful. And I just, certain things I just don't think people realize that they're all capable of doing it. You just got to tap into yourself, like, Hakeem, I was telling you with the PMP, when I felt that PMP, that project management exam, like I was so defeated. I studied my butt off and then I failed it. But I'm like, I'm gonna take a couple of weeks, a couple of months off. My body, I couldn't get a good night's sleep because when I would go to sleep, I was seeing the questions and I realized like, my mind's you haven't accomplished this goal, right? You haven't, mission isn't complete basically. And you got to handle that. And I'm not going to let you live with yourself. And granted, that's just a small example, but, consume yourself and also talk to your family if you know it's going to impact them, because they have to be on board too. They got to be on board too. So, all right. Dope episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, look for us on Facebook and IG, the Black and Brown Investors.
Wow, hit them up.
Black and Brown Investors. Yeah, we're trying to build this community for our Black and Brown people, where we only talk about investing and basically giving you the tools to build generational wealth. So look forward to adding you to the group. Let me know if you got any questions, and yeah, let's get it.